Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nicole. I'm 24 and I had the gastric bypass RNY surgery on the 1st of February 2018. Since then I've lost almost 50 kgs and yeah, life's just kept happening. So my whole weight loss thing, I basically class it as a journey because it doesn't stop. It's not only about losing weight. I've come to realize it's about the whole loving yourself, building confidence, sorting out the other problems in your life and stuff like that. So yeah, so I class it as my journey. So the last time I was on this channel was probably almost about 2 years ago, except for my gender reveal, which I believe I posted on here. So last time my video that I put up, I was living on the Gold Coast and working at a bakery. After that I ended up working in a cafe, and then found out I was pregnant and moved back home, and then met the love of my life, and yeah, here we are. So there's been a lot of stuff that's happened in between that though. One of the big things was that obviously I had my daughter, Edison. She was born in November last year. Then I decided during the COVID lockdown I was going to start my own business because I had no clue what I was doing with my life. And the idea just sprung across me. My whole life now, it's all about my journey in that, and working on myself, working on loving myself. So I came across this idea that's like, start my own activewear line, and I am due to launch that on September the 17th. It's a very small range at the beginning, ranging from sizes small to 2XL, and I will be shipping worldwide. So I'm really excited about that. It's just amazing. I didn't ever think I could do that, working in hospitality. I was like, what am I going to do with my life? And then I am a mum, and so yeah, I was like, let's just start a business. So I've worked long and hard on that, been up late at nights, doing different designs and stuff and figuring out what I wanted in the product. So the good news for a lot of you people that really want this, there are pockets on the tights and they are high-waisted, they are squat proof. So yeah. If you want to know more about that, you can go on the Instagram and look up Sweet Sisters & Co. Same on Facebook, and I will be launching the website on the day that my business launches. Other than that, I decided to get treatment for what I thought was depression. It turns out I've got bipolar 2. I was started on a wonderful medication called lamotrigine. It was working great for me. And then I started to get flu-like symptoms, which then turned into a rash all over my body. And then that led to me ending up in hospital. It turns out that I got Stephen Johnson syndrome. They originally thought it was DRESS, but then the symptoms got worse, so it was, they then changed their diagnosis. I was very, very lucky I went to hospital when I did. Otherwise, I could have had burns all on the inside and the outside of my body. I got minor burns compared to if you look up pictures online. In fact, I wouldn't, because it's nasty. It was scary. I don't think I was as scared as what my family was, but yeah, it wasn't nice. So they switched that medication. I don't believe the one that I'm on at the moment is the one for me. It might be, but I think it's called aripiprazole or something like that. There is one other one that they can try, which is lithium. So I'm seeing a psychiatrist next week. Unfortunately, my favorite psychiatrist, who was absolutely amazing and hands down the best dude ever, he's gone to Melbourne. So I've got a new psychiatrist. I haven't met him yet, but my psychiatrist said that I'd be in good hands, so fingers crossed. So yeah, so if we talk about maybe the whole weight loss side of things, because I guess that's kind of what this channel's about, and if a lot of you are on here, you've probably come here to ask questions, you know, about weight loss surgery and the gastric bypass. So I'm going to talk about a couple of things that when I first had the surgery, when I was going to have the surgery, I didn't think about. So yeah, so I haven't written any of this down, so if I'm just rambling away, then I'm sorry, but I just thought I'd make a video while Edison has her nap. So yeah. So the first thing that I didn't consider when I had weight loss surgery was how important it was to be truthful with the psychiatrist or psychologist, which was compulsory for me to see again privately. I think if you go publicly, you probably have to see one too, but I'm not entirely sure. But the clinic I went through, you had to see a dietitian, a psychiatrist or psychologist. I'm not really sure the difference between the two. And obviously the surgeon. So I was asked about things like had I had depression and stuff, and I didn't want to ruin my chances of being given the surgery, so I was just like, well, no, you know, I've had the odd sort of depression battle, but nothing major. I wish that I had been so truthful back then. I don't think it would have limited my chances of getting the surgery, but I think a few more appointments back then would have helped, because now I'm left still trying to deal with those issues. I mean, it's been over 2 years now, 2.5 years since I had the surgery, and I'm still, if not worse, just, I wouldn't say in my head, just mentally there's things, it's a bipolar, and it's like my psychiatrist said, it's not me, it's it's the imbalance. And I always used to be one that wasn't for medication, because I was just throwing tablets when I was little, like try this. But yes, that's something that I wish I was maybe a little bit more truthful with. The other thing that I thought before surgery was that I was never going to drink fizzy again. So I was always told fizzy and alcohol. I had all these things in my mind. I'm never going to drink it again. Never. It must have only been a couple of weeks post-op that I started drinking fizzy. And it's all been, most of it's been sugar-free. There's obviously Just Juice Bubbles, which I absolutely love. So the past week and a half now, I've decided no more fizzy, maybe the odd bit of fizzy, but I was going through a bottle a day. That was the only thing I was drinking. So now I've gone on to thrifty and bottles of water, cups of coffee, and just straight water when I'm at the gym. Not sure why I had the intention that I was never gonna have fizzy again. I guess it's one of those things. The other thing that's really funny is everyone has this so-called thing called a last meal. Let me tell you now, you don't have a last meal. It's a nice thing to think that it's going to be your last meal, and, you know, for some people they can never eat big portions again, but for me, I shouldn't have had one, because I could eat, and I could eat whatever I want now. Obviously, sometimes I pay for the consequences, sometimes I don't. I am trying to get back on track again, especially after having my daughter. But yeah, for me, the things that I ate before surgery I can eat now. The main thing that I struggle with is probably dairy. Another thing that's really weird that happens is if I drink, it only happens every couple of weeks. If I drink something really cold, or especially like fizzy and stuff, it can hit in my tummy. And it hurts, and I don't know what it is. It may just be the cool sensation, because it's got to be really cold for it to happen. So it might just be that when it drips through, but I'm not really sure. The other thing that I didn't expect after surgery was that I still wouldn't love my body, even if I lost all the weight. Like, it's not that I wouldn't love my body, it's that I needed to change things in my mind towards loving myself, and that's something that I'm still trying to learn at the moment. And it's a big part of what my activewear brand's actually going to be about, is about being a place for body positivity, self-love, and self-confidence. Those are the main three things that's really important to my brand and really important to me, and also being a place for people to come and message me if they need help with mental illness or just support in their journey. But yeah, self-love is a big thing that's been so hard to learn, and I'm still learning. You know, I always thought, you know, if I lose all this weight, I will look great and I'll love myself. There's things I don't like. I don't like my stretch marks. I don't like my loose skin. I've got some rolls that are right here. That they were there before as well, and losing the weight, they've just ended up sagging and they hang over things. I tried Spanx, I've tried waistband things. They're still there, and I think they always will be. I always thought I was going to get surgery on my, you know, boob implants and all that sort of stuff. But at this stage I'm not, you know, maybe one day, but that's not in my focus at the moment. My focus is my daughter and my business and my partner. So, you know, and that's the biggest thing. They love me, you know, regardless of this. Another thing that I found after surgery is that people treat you differently, especially in regards to getting a job. I found, was it the first time I went to Australia, I think it was 2017, I couldn't get a job because on the Gold Coast because I was too big. In hospitality, you're the front of house person, and that sucks. That honestly sucks. And then I went back in 2018 after my surgery and after losing some weight, and I got a job within the first week. So that really hit me hard, especially when I was over there, that people judge like that, because it's not nice. And you know, you should always treat people the way that you want to be treated. So that's another big thing to keep in mind, because it can play on you a lot as well, because you still sometimes go back and think that you're the same person, because you kind of are. You're the same person, but you're not. So it hurts you a lot the way if they treat you like that. Another thing I've noticed is that I've got major anxiety. It is getting better, especially like I've now been able to do a couple of videos of my workouts in the gym. I never thought I'd be able to do that. It wasn't until just recently that I could do that. But my anxieties hit me harder. It feels like everyone's staring at me. I don't know if that's something after surgery, or if it's just something with me, but it's just something that I've been aware of that's happened recently. Is my anxiety for the last sort of 2.5 years has just been like, everyone's staring at me, they can see my loose skin and all this sort of stuff. So one thing that I wish that I was aware of was when my surgeon and dietitian told me about contraception. I didn't think it was that important. I didn't think my body was going to change that quickly, but it did. I had the surgery in February 2018, and by March or April 2019 I was pregnant. So that's really quick. So that's not even, yeah, that's like about a year. Don't get me wrong, I love my daughter. Like, honestly, she's the best thing ever. I just didn't know that your body could change that quickly. And I was always told when I was younger that my PCOS was so bad, and there was a big chance I wouldn't be able to get pregnant. So it was in my mind that this wasn't going to happen, and it did. And to be honest, it's absolutely amazing. It's amazing how much losing weight can do for your hormones and stuff like that. I used to be in absolute agony during my monthlies, and now if they come, I can be a little bit sore, but I think once out of the last 3 months have I had to take some paracetamol codeine, and that's it. So it's barely anything, and you know, the flow is a lot lighter. Sorry guys that I'm talking about this if you're a dude that's on here, but it's part of it. I don't know, maybe it does the same thing for guys who have trouble conceiving with their partners. Maybe they get more of a boost. I don't know. But yeah. So a big thing as well at the moment that I am struggling with is my portion sizes. I can eat a lot depending on what it is. If it's something like bread or carbs, I can't eat as much. If it's salads, then pile up my plate, I could eat it. It's not because like I want to eat salad, but well, I do want to eat salad, but as much as I'd want to eat potato chips. But I don't know if it's because it's raw food, it sits better, or if it's just because it's not as starchy, or yeah, I'm not really sure why. But yeah, and I feel that maybe I stretched something when I was drinking all the fizzy. That wouldn't surprise me. They do warn you about it. I'm not sure how that works with a gastric bypass compared to a gastric sleeve, because I know with a sleeve you've obviously got the big pouch and it can stretch with the fizzy. I presume it's sort of the same with a bypass, because you do have a tiny little pouch as well, a piece there, so it could be the same. One of the suckiest things I think after weight loss surgery is the amount of hair that falls out. Like you can see mine, like there's these little baby hairs here, and that's still falling out, and it's very thin. Like you can see it when I do that. So my hair's so fine, and I mean, if you're a guy, you may not worry as much, or even some chicks may not worry as much, but I absolutely hate it. I've used some hairspray to hold down some baby hairs, which someone told me about, so thank you so much, because that's been like the best trick ever. But yeah, my hair's still falling out. It's so thin. Like if I go like that, that's all my hair. So it's very fine. So I don't really get it cut much, and I don't get it dyed too much, maybe once a year, if even that. So that's probably one of the suckiest things. The great things though definitely outweigh. It's changed my life. I mean, my PCOS has gotten better. I had my daughter. My overall health and fitness is better. I mean, I barely have to go to the doctor. I mean, I got the odd thing like, obviously at the beginning of my journey, I had a lot of complications and stuff, but they were only minimal complications. And then there was obviously through the pregnancy, it was quite hard out with fainting, because I had low blood pressure and low blood sugar. But besides all of that, my overall health, I haven't had like flus, I haven't had any stomach bugs or anything. I just don't get them as much. So that's one of the great things for me. So overall though, having weight loss surgery has honestly been the best thing ever. There are so many benefits. I barely get sick. I mean, obviously throughout my pregnancy, I had low blood sugars and low blood pressure, so that led to fainting quite a bit, and I needed iron. But that was while I was pregnant. You know, I hardly get colds now. I don't get stomach bugs. I don't take my vitamins like I should. I know that that's not good, and I really shouldn't be promoting that. And I'm not. Don't get me wrong, like I'm not promoting that at all. But I just find them hard to take, and I'll take them like every now and then, but yeah. But yeah, the benefits definitely outweigh. Like, yeah, I am healthier, I'm fitter, I've been going to the gym a lot more. I can walk places without getting puffed. My mood overall is better. It's not really depression, it's more bipolar that I have. So it's just about going real high and having real highs and having real lows. But the depression itself is better. My relationships with people, I'd say, is probably better. And just learning to love myself, that's probably the biggest thing. And finally starting my own business and everything, it's all just coming together. I wouldn't say it's all just because of the weight loss. I would say it's because of this journey as a whole. But yeah, if you guys have any questions though, I know that this video has just been a bit of a ramble, but someone subscribed to me earlier today, and I thought, well, I better do an update. So thank you to the subscriber that came on here, because you gave me some motivation to actually make a video and give an update to people that are on here. But yeah, if you guys want to ask me any questions, you can, and you can go over to my Instagram, which is Nicole M. Donald. and I'll link all those below. I'll also link what my starting weight was and what my weight is now. I am still sort of hoping to lose another, I would say 5 to 10 kgs, and maybe with that tone up a bit, but I don't want to lose more than that. I don't want to look sick. I am quite happy with where I'm at the moment. I would just like to get maybe a little bit more fitter. My goal is to be able to run 5k by the end of the year, so we'll see how that goes. I did 3.5 this morning, so slowly getting there. But yeah, so thank you guys for tuning in, and I will try to an update at some stage. I don't know when, it could be in a year and a half like the last one's been, but yeah, okay. Thank you guys, see ya.